Hello, welcome to another episode of the Long Gone Loser Rock Show from right here, I guess, in Donkey Kong Country from the looks of it, right here in Melbourne. Today we're going to talk about Alice Cooper, who has a brand new album called The Revenge of Alice Cooper coming out tomorrow. Oh my God. And I have it right here. This is the Deluxe box set, which is a CD, a 7-inch vinyl, a t-shirt, etc. But we're going to get to that and do an unboxing of that. But it also came out on glorious vinyl, and we have that here as well. Love this cover artwork. How good is this cover artwork? I am so blown away by how good this is. Who did this artwork? There's got to be an artist mentioned somewhere here. I don't know. I will get to that when we open it up. But goddamn, look how good it is. The classic lineup of the Alice Cooper band. Very, very happy to have this. I have been a fan of Alice Cooper since the 80s. I know, not from the 70s. I wasn't around then to be able to really appreciate Alice Cooper. But here's the deal. Here's how I discovered Alice Cooper. MTV Australia used to play, classic rock videos throughout the night. And they played The Nightmare Returns by Alice Cooper, which is live in Detroit. And I remember we recorded that off the TV, and I was blown away because, Kane Roberts, the guy who looks like Rambo, was on guitar, and Alice was there, obviously, and his backing man was just phenomenal. But I do remember being blown away by when they did the song Teenage Frankenstein, because he built a robot out of bits on the stage, etc. He built it up, and then he makes this motion to lift up, and the robot actually stands and then chases him around the stage for a little bit, pushing him over or whatever, and then goes and sits back up on this pedestal, and then Alice pushes him over and there's nobody inside. I was always blown away by that. I was like, how the hell did he do that trick? Now, I've watched that video, and in this case, the DVD. I have watched this over and over again and still cannot to this day work out how he did that trick. Now, the funny thing about that is that in 2015, I was playing in a band and we got to open for Alice Cooper right here at Rod Laver Arena. Now, we played 2 nights with Alice Cooper, and I remember the very first day we got to the arena, we walked in, and now we thought that we were just going to be treated as some, local band that nobody cares about, just chucked in the furthest corner of the area and just be left to our own devices and do not leave the room. That's just what we thought, right? How wrong we were. When we got there, we were treated very, very well by the arena staff and by everybody, the touring company, etc. And they basically gave us free run of the place and said, go help yourself to some dinner and whatever. Now, we went to sound check, and as we walked into the arena area, Alice Cooper's band was on stage sound checking, and that consisted of Glenn Sobel, Nita Strauss, Tommy Henriksen, which was awesome because I've been a Warlock fan forever, Chuck Garrick, and Ryan Roxy. And we walked in and they were sound checking. Alice wasn't there, but they were sound checking and they sounded incredible. And we just stood off the side of the stage watching oh my God. And immediately when the band finished, they came over and introduced themselves and said hello. And then after that, we did our sound check, etc. But we didn't meet Alice, and we thought, okay, we're probably not going to meet Alice. He's super duper famous, and why would he, want to talk to us or whatever? That's just how we thought. Anyway, so the first night we played, Alice Cooper played, Motley Crue played. It was awesome. And then the next night we went and did it again. I remember just sitting in the backstage area. We'd had dinner and we were just sitting in the backstage area. And then all of a sudden we hear this knock at the door, and we turn around and Alice Cooper is standing in our doorway, and he goes, "Hey guys." And he said, I just want to thank you so much for opening the shows. Go out there and give him hell tonight, etc. He was just super duper nice. I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, the stories are true. You really are one of the coolest people ever. It's actually bizarre because I had all this stuff. I had my original Alice Cooper comic, the Marvel comic. I had that with me to get signed in case I met him. And it just totally left my mind, and I didn't get that signed. And to this day, I'm really bummed about that because I love that comic, and obviously I love Alice Cooper, and it would have just been, the icing on the cake for me, for my collection, because I have so much crap, but it's just that was something that I really cherish, is that I have this Alice Cooper comic, and, it would have been cool to have that signed. Here is the Alice Cooper comic that I never got signed. It's been in a protective case ever since I got it, and I got it from Chicago at this, I can't even remember where the comic store was, but How cool is it? Look at that artwork. Love it. So I really wish I got this signed, but in hindsight, it doesn't really matter. But it would have been nice. But yeah, hopefully one day I'll get to meet Alice Cooper again. I mean, I'm sure I'll be at his next show because I'm at all of them. But goddamn, very cool. I'm so glad to have this. It's a first printing of the Alice Cooper comic, and it's in really good condition. 40 cents, my friends. His first comic appearance. There it is, out of its protective packaging. And yeah, what does it say here? What year? 1979, my friends. 1979. There you go. How cool is that? Love it. Yeah. This picture of Alice. I love this, man. I love this so much. Anyway, enough of that. Let's move on. I did say to him, I said, Alice, can I ask you one question? And he said, sure thing. And I said, I know how you cut your head off. I know how you do the Iron Maiden. I know how you hang yourself. But the one that I can't work out is how you built the robot in Teenage Frankenstein and then you pushed it over and there was nobody inside. How did you do that? And he just goes, okay. And he walks off and he turns around and he goes, no, I'm kidding. He goes, what we did is, and he actually revealed to me the entire secret to how he did that trick. And he said to me, now you're not going to tell anybody, right? Because we're thinking of bringing it back because nobody knows how we do it. And I was just like, please bring it back. I love that performance and I love that song. I don't know if it's been brought back in any of the tours. It hasn't been brought back in any of the tours that I've seen or any of the Blu-rays or DVDs I've got. But I would like to think he is going to bring that back because it is such a good trick. And if you've never seen it, well, I have watched that endlessly and still can't work it out. In fact, people have always asked me, they go, oh man, you know, when you did those shows with Motley Crue and Alice Cooper, did you go out partying? Did you, was it a real crazy vibe backstage? No, it wasn't. And no, I didn't. Basically, what I did is after playing in front of all those people and seeing the show twice and being blown away by it, I went home, I bought a $4 pizza from Coles. I put it in the oven. I heated up, sat down on the couch and watched The Nightmare Returns to work out how he did that trick. Considering he just told me how he did it. Still could not work it out, but I will take that secret to the grave as Alice has requested. It's such an amazing experience. Here's a photo of us two together. And yeah, it was just very, very cool to actually meet Alice Cooper and chat with him. So after all of that, the signature didn't really matter. Getting anything signed, I got nothing signed, but it was just very cool to have that moment with him. And, just to get that boost of confidence, like, that he gave us. And then I remember that night I was playing, and I turned to my right and Ryan Roxy was on the side of the stage enjoying the music, like getting into it. And I was just blown away. I was like, man, thank you so much. That just meant the world to me because we were playing and there Ryan Roxy was on the side of the stage. It was very cool. We had a really good chat with him backstage because he's really into Gibson guitars and I play a Gibson Flying V and my other guitarist was playing a Gibson Les Paul. And so we were talking guitars with him. And so yeah, it was very, very cool to chat to him about that. And seeing Alice Cooper twice was just incredible. Like being on that stage, I just remember being on the stage and being turned around, like the guillotine's right beside us and the sword with all the billion-dollar notes on it is right there, right behind me. And I'm just looking at it going, holy crap, like seeing all this stuff. It was a mind-blowing experience. And if you're an Alice Cooper fan, I'm sure you agree how much of an experience that is. Like, you would understand. To anybody else, they probably don't care and they probably won't understand or whatever. But I was being a total fanboy at that moment. And I do not regret that for a second because I love Alice Cooper's music. Have done since the time I saw Nightmare Returns on MTV. Been a diehard fan ever since. Seen him so many times live. And every single time I've seen him, he's always been incredible. I've never seen a show where I've walked away going, that was kind of mediocre. Never. Always on top. Always on fire, just putting in 110% the whole way. Anyway, so let's go through this new record, The Revenge of Alice Cooper. So this is the box. So we're going to open it up and take a look at what's inside because I'm excited to see it. I'm sure you are too. Yeah, The Revenge of Alice Cooper. By the way, if you've not heard the songs yet, check them out online. There's a few songs online. You can get into it and I'm sure you will love it. I mean, check out this lineup, dude. How good is this? Oh, man, amazing. Anyway, so this is numbered as well, which is very, very cool. This is 1,240 of 5,000 in case you couldn't read that. And that's what it's showing is in here. But let's open it up and let's actually have a proper look at it. So, yeah, man, Alice Cooper, what a performer. What is your favorite Alice Cooper album? I'm sure you've got one. Please tell me your favorite Alice Cooper album or what your favorite Alice Cooper moment is. If you've met him, tell me what your experience was like. All I have ever heard is that he's just the nicest dude. And like I said, we got to meet him and he was the nicest dude. So they always say don't meet your heroes, but that's one that I met and I was just so blown away by it. I was so happy that I got to meet him. So anyway, there is the box cover art. Like I said, that artwork is just mind blowing. I absolutely love it. So into it. Here is the CD. So we open that up. Very, very cool. There is a booklet inside, has some cool artwork. We need to give the artist a shout out for everything they've done on this record because it looks absolutely phenomenal. Art direction and cover design, Graham Humphreys did it. Graham Humphreys, you are a legend. This is fantastic. You really captured the essence of Alice Cooper with this look, the whole horror thing, the horror movie style, the vintage horror movie style, I should say. You nailed it. Graham Humphreys, top shelf all the way. Wow. But like I said, here is the artwork. It's got really cool. I love these caricatures. Caricatures, right? Very, very cool. These are the other pages I'm missing are just lyrics. I'm showing you the artwork. There we go. Very, very cool. This is exciting. This t-shirt. Oh my God. Look at this shirt. Holy crap. What an amazing shirt. Look at that artwork. That is so cool. So this is the back of the shirt. The front has a pocket print of the Revenge of Alice Cooper. What an amazing shirt. Love this artwork so much. I know I've raved about this artwork already a lot, but I'm raving about it again because I just love it. What else we got in here? Oh, we have a lithograph art print of the artwork, which is going to get framed. Yes, I'm going to have to go back to IKEA or something and get a frame for this because I love that. That needs to go somewhere. Hopefully I get to meet Alice again and I can get him to sign this. But I'll probably forget to take it like I did with the other thing. And here is the 7-inch vinyl. Now, it has two songs, which is Return of the Spiders 2025 and Titanic Over Underture. There we go. With Alice Cooper and organ by Michael Bruce. So there's only like those two on it. And then the other one has Return of the Spiders 2025 has Alice Cooper, Neil Smith, Dennis Dunaway, and guitars by Michael Bruce and Glenn Buxton. Is it on coloured vinyl? Let's have a look. No, it's on standard black vinyl. It's kind of interesting that with the CD, they put this 7-inch vinyl in, but with the LP, the songs from this 7-inch are not on there, which is why I got both versions because, you know, I'm a completist and that's just how I am. But when I found out that this was coming out with the original lineup, oh my God, I was so damn excited because I just love this stuff, man. I'm a nerd for this stuff. I love it so much. And I hope that you do too. Yellow vinyl. So I'm going to go through the rest of my Alice Cooper collection just quickly, just to show you what else I have, because I just love Alice so much. And I hope there are people out there also who love Alice as much as I do and collect stuff. So here we go with Live at the AstroTurf, which is an LP of the original lineup. It comes with a DVD, the event on DVD, like the live concert, and there's a documentary and stuff, some music videos and whatever, and that's unreal. So great lineup of songs. Look at that lineup of songs. Oh my God. So this is limited and numbered. This one is 2453 of 9,000, which doesn't really sound very limited to me. I think when you're going into the thousands, that's not really limited. But considering how many people are buying records these days, which is, I know it's on the rise, but it's not as many as it used to be. So yeah, but love this artwork too. Very, very cool. I do have some other DVDs. I have Live at Montreux. Is that how you pronounce it? Montreux or Montreux? Montreux? But anyway, I got that, which is a CD as well as a DVD. And I've got this Prime Cuts one, which is fantastic. It's really bizarre. I've got this cool jukebox thing in it. Alice Cooper Trashes the World. And the Theatre of Death. I saw him on this tour as well. This tour was amazing. I didn't see him on Trashes the World because I was young and I didn't have money. And so I wasn't able to go see him then. I'm going to go through the records in no particular order, but this is the No More Mr. Nice Guy live album, which is live at where? The Alexandra Palace on the 29th of October, 2011. Yeah, I love this artwork. This is a great live show. There is the back. Great track listing as always. I'm actually surprised that the Nightmare Returns DVD has not had a official vinyl release with that performance or from that tour, because The guitar tone on that tour that Kane Roberts had was so good. I love that sound that they have on that tour. Oh my God, I was so blown away when I watched that MTV thing a million times. Here's some other records. This is his latest one. This is Road. Well, latest one before this, Revenge of Alice Cooper. But this is Road. Comes with a DVD of them live at Hellfest, which is awesome. Great record. Hey Stupid. This one I just got recently. This is on Magenta vinyl. It's released by Music on Vinyl, which I love. Never been able to find a decent copy of this for cheap. And then this came up and it was cheap. So I grabbed it. It's numbered. It's 2675 of 3000. Very, very cool. Love the artwork, but it's got so many good cuts on this. This is a really good record. It came out after Trash, and I loved it. This is Detroit Stories, which is really cool because he got Wayne Kramer from the MC5 to do a few songs on this, which is awesome, including Sister Anne. Oh my God. Sister Anne, what a great MC5 tune. And he does cover of Rock and Roll by Lou Reed. It's very, very cool. Very, very cool to see that he's, because he's originally from Detroit, right? So he knows his Detroit rock. Obviously, his friendship with Wayne Kramer has done a lot for him in the fact that he just has some killer riffs on this, and it's just some really good songwriting. Love it. Love Detroit Stories. It has a companion piece, which is this Breadcrumbs EP. It says only 20,000 limited edition. 20,000 is not a limited edition as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, this has also got Wayne Kramer on it. And they do what? Bob Seger? Yeah, they do East Side Story, Bob Seger, and Your Mom Won't Like Me, and Devil with a Blue Dress On, Chains of Love, and Sister Anne. It's really, really cool. And the song Detroit City, which is fantastic, by the way. That's a great song. Really, really good song, Detroit City. Love this stuff, man. The Eyes of Alice Cooper. This is a great record too. Probably one that doesn't get as much love as it should. I remember when it came out, it got a bit of some rave reviews, but I still didn't know anybody that was actually raving about it to me. You know what I mean? I know I speak to a lot of people and speak to a lot of Alice Cooper fans, but this is not one that they bring up. Usually they always bring up the classics, Billion Dollar Babies, etc. But I love this stuff. This is really cool. This has got a really good raw rock and roll sound on it. And this came out around the time when all the Detroit rock was blowing up, the White Stripes and all that sort of stuff. Came out 2003. So him to come out with this album at that time just seemed very fitting and was just really cool. Like, it was just a really good raw rock and roll record. If you've not heard The Eyes of Alice Cooper, do yourself a favor. It's top notch all the way. Now on gatefold sleeve. Okay, so here's some more. Actually, I've only got 3 7-inches, so I'll show them now. This is Bed of Nails, which is a poster sleeve, which is very cool. Well, I actually got 4 7-inches because it came in the new box set. This is Only My Heart Talking, which is a poster sleeve. These I got super cheap when they came out. They were like $1.99 or something like that at Carrick Records in Parabanks and Salisbury. And I remember that because that's where I used to get my records from, my singles basically. Before I discovered that there were amazing record stores in the city. This is the No More Mr. Nice Guy 7-inch, the Australian version released in a normal Warner Brothers sleeve. I do know that there is a really nice picture sleeve to this, which I've been looking for, that's got Alice on it and stuff, but never been able to find a copy of that. I think it's a German pressing. I really want to get a copy of that one, just because I like the sleeve. That's all. Welcome to My Nightmare. Fantastic. Love that record. Alice Cooper Goes to Hell, awesome record. Trash, which obviously was so big at the time when it came out. I think everybody in my school was listening to this. And I do remember late night on MTV, they played the uncensored version of Poison with all the boobies and stuff in it. Here's a Billion Dollar Babies record. And I like this because I bought this for $1, right? This was a used record. And it still has the dollar note intact and the cards. The cards were not cut out. So to find that for a buck or two, I was very damn happy about that. And that was at a place. What record store was that one? Was that the one in Essendon? Might have been the one in Essendon. It was in a clearance thing. And I thought maybe the vinyl was totally trash. It's got a few marks on it, but it's not trash. It still plays the whole way through. It's fine. School's Out does not have the panties, which is always such a bizarre gimmick for selling this record. The cover folded to a school desk. And this one doesn't. This is a reissue on a gatefold sleeve. This album rules. Alice Cooper Killer. Love this album. This is a really, really good, solid album. The inside's really cool too. Have you ever seen the inside? If you haven't, I'll show it to you. It's really cool. Yeah, this is the part from it. Pretty cool, huh? Alice Cooper being hung. There you go. And it's like a calendar. See, you can hang it up on the wall if you want. So I guess I bought this used. So I guess whoever owned it put up that calendar of that year. But yeah, killer. Love that record. Really cool. Got Love It to Death. There's an uncensored version where his thumb is sticking through like a penis. This is obviously not that version. I did see that version once in Big Star in Adelaide, and it was $8, and I never grabbed it because I was just like, nah, I don't really care. But just for those collectors, if that's what you're after, if you see one where he's sticking a thumb through it that looks like a dick, that's the one that's rare, apparently. I think it was supposed to be recalled. But I love this record. It's got Ballad of Dwight Fry on it, which I think is one of the best live songs. It's such a good song, and I just love the live versions of it where he's in the straight jacket and he strangles whoever, the nurse or the doctors or whatever. Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits. This is a cheapy one I found, and I already had the songs anyway, but I didn't care. Just grabbed it because part of the collection. It's what us nerds do. Be My Lover. What a great song. Under My Wheels. You know who does a good version of Under My Wheels? Spiders from Stockholm, Sweden do a really good version of Under My Wheels. It's on the B side of the Fraction 7-inch. There you go. There we go. From the inside, this is from the inside. Love how the cover opens up. It's like a gatefold, but it kind of this way. Very, very cool. There you go. Ah! And you know what's cool is the back also, these doors open up. There you go. You can see inside. Pretty cool. And yeah, awesome, huh? I love that. Very, very cool. But yeah, what a cool gimmick though for a record. These are the things you don't get with CDs or MP3s. You don't get these kind of gimmicks, which is why I love this sort of stuff. Flush of Fashion. He did write some albums that I think kind of like, there's not a lot on there where you go, man, that's awesome. I mean, Clones is great, of course. But there are some albums that I think not as good. This might be one of them, but it's still good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. It's still good. It's just that next to the likes of, Trash or something or Billion Dollar Babies, I feel it's not as good, but still good. Constrictor, which has got Teenage Frankenstein on it. Love this record a lot. Teenage Frankenstein is the opening track. He also printed the lyrics on the back cover. So, you don't even need to take the record out if you just want to read the lyrics. But yeah, what a great album this is. There's got to be a picture of Kane Roberts, surely. There's no picture of Kane Roberts. What? Anyway, Alice Cooper wrote this album with Kane Roberts, which is cool because he obviously plays guitar on it. And if you've ever listened to the Kane Roberts solo album where he's got the machine gun, I actually have that record. I should really do a video on that record one day. Oh yeah, I will, because it's pretty funny. That record is worth it for the cover alone. But that's where it stops for me. I mean, musically it's great, but vocally, I don't know. There's something called Triple X. It's all right. I mean, it's kind of tacky, but, whatever. But on here, this album rules. Love this album. Lace and Whiskey is an album. It's interesting. I do like it. It's not my favorite album, but it is interesting, and it's a really cool step through the Alice Cooper wasteland. Definitely check it out. Like, there's some really interesting stuff on here, some really good songs. This is another one I picked up really, really cheap, and you usually find it in bargain bins and stuff like that, really, really cheap. So you should pick it up if you find it, because it's really interesting. And last one is the Alice Cooper Show, which is the first of the live albums, I think. Maybe it's the first of the live albums. And it's good. All the hits are there. Love it. But anyway, that is my trip with Alice Cooper. And like I said, brand new album is out tomorrow, The Revenge of Alice Cooper. Do yourself a favor, pick up a copy, listen to it online. The songs are fantastic. Like I told you, the songs are really, really good. Really, really good, and they're well worth a venture. So please check it out. This box set is amazing. I'm really happy with that t-shirt. I cannot wait to just crank this album up in the car and just cruise with it. I love Alice Cooper's music. Like, I know I keep telling you this. If you've never done a deep dive in Alice Cooper's discography, like I said, he's done so many albums. Like, I didn't even have all of them. There's so many that I still need to get. But if you see it around, grab something. I'm sure you're going to love it. Alice Cooper has got so much out. There's something for everyone. And if you ever get the chance to see him live and you've never seen him live before, do yourself a favor. Watching somebody like get murdered on stage like 5 times in the night, it's pretty amusing, like, because, he just keeps coming back. He doesn't die. What's going on? Anyway, I know Alice Cooper's never going to see this video, but if you somehow come across it, Alice, thank you so much for everything you've done for music. Thank you for being the icon that you are and giving us so much entertainment over the years. You really made a young kid like me enjoy, hard rock and metal and horror and all this sort of stuff all the more than I already did, because you just added that special something to it. But yeah, do yourself a favor, my friends, and yeah, do a deep dive in the Alice Cooper discography and you'll have the time of your life. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, look after each other, and I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.